original Prophet Baptist Church. And he's here with two of his choirs, the men's choir and the children's choir. So let's do the message. As we wait for Dr. Williams, Reverend Williams to come forward.
And we're very happy to be here. We're going to do 3 spirituals. We're going to do, in this is listening, all my fires, and good news. So we're very happy, and we're sorry that we couldn't bring the entire choir, but the weather is of such that we couldn't, our parents couldn't get it to us. Thank you.
Jesus Yes. Sing three numbers with you, for you. The first one is just a little call for Jesus.
afternoon. Can't hear you. That sounds good. We have had an exciting morning, and now we are into our second phase of our anti-drug rally. And I want to thank you for coming out this afternoon. And now I want to introduce to you the senior pastor of this church, First United Methodist Church, Reverend Eugene Winkler. Thank you.
One another to combat one of the major problems facing our society. The word prophet is bandied about too easily in our generation and among our people. But we have today the opportunity to hear one of America's true prophets. The Reverend Cecil Willliams has been pastor of Glide Memorial United Methodist Church in San Francisco for 25 years now. And he has led that historic church into some exciting, dynamic, and innovative ways of doing ministry and liturgy. Anytime a prophet speaks the word of God, there is opposition. 2 weeks ago, Reverend Williams' home was bombed by hate groups. He comes here today under the very threat of his life because of what he has stood for, because of the word he brings, because of the character of his church, and the way he continues to lead it in dynamic possibilities. We are really, really proud and honored to have Cecil Willliams here today to bring the message, to bring us hope as we fight the drug pandemic in America. So after the Gorham United Methodist Church choir sings, we will be privileged to hear from one of America's real prophets, the Reverend Cecil Willliams.
This is just a portion of us today. We might be small in number, but we're still big on God. So please pray for us.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. Let me make a bargain with you. Let's negotiate something. I'm going to come down there and you come up here. Come on up closer. Come on. I always feel like that when folks sit in the back, they're trying to get away from something. So I'm going to meet you halfway. Come on, let's meet each other halfway.
All right.
Come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you. Very nice. Makes me feel good. I don't know. Let's see. I'm on. Let's try it again.
You're on.
Am I on? I knew I was always on. Oh, this really is great. Thank you so much. My name is Cecil Willliams, and I come from San Francisco. And I am proud to be an African American who is a minister in the United Methodist Church. But I'm proud also being an African American who is not afraid to go any place, anytime, anywhere, wherever there are forces that attempt to dehumanize people, forces that work against their being alive. I'm going to go. So you'll know who I am, I'm telling you now. So you'll know what I do, I'm telling you now. So you know who I am, I'm telling you now. I am one who believes very strongly that if you don't act, you don't have no belief. I'm going to say that again. If you don't act, you don't have a belief. So I am convinced that what you have to do is act. And out of the action comes your belief. Belief does not precede action. Action precedes belief. I know that's not a for a lot of folks, they're not going to take that. Because they thought all along that all you had to do was believe and that's it. If there are no doers, then ain't nothing going to happen, y'all. Well, you gotta, I come from the South, so I'm going to say ain't every once in a while. Right. And I say y'all, because that's who I am. You know, I don't try to talk like nobody else. This is me. What you see is what you're going to get today. You may not like it, but you're still going to get it. When I first went to Glide Church 25 years ago, I decided that I would not preach from the pulpit. That if the people were going to be affected by what I said, I had to come down where they were. So the third Sunday I was there, I walked down, looked at the people and said, you are now going to hear a new kind of preaching. And some of the folks got up and left. The next Sunday, when I got ready to preach, I started back there preaching. So they couldn't get out the door. Now they left, which was one of the best things that ever happened in that church. Because my church is now full of young folks and young adults and live folks. And you know, I got a jazz band at my church. I got a gospel group that you can't, it is tough. I mean, we get down at my church. See, we believe in the spirit at my church. You don't come to no church sitting up there like you dead and buried and gone somewhere. When you come to my church, you get lifted up. When you leave out, you might be float as you leave. You hear what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Did you hear what I said? I'll take you over what I said. All right, then. church thinking that you're going to get something out of church, and when you leave, you're just as depressed as you were when you came in.
All right.
The church ought to lift you up.
Right.
The church ought to turn you around. The church ought to make you see something that you haven't seen before. The church ought to bring the presence of God in your life, and you ought to be ready to embrace it and do something about it. Now let's talk about drugs. If we continue, if America continues to be affected by drugs, all kinds of drugs, and I'm talking about alcohol too, because that's a drug as well as any of the rest of it. If we continue to consume, ingest, smoke, shoot up, whatever the case might be, we in America are going to lose generations of people, but more specifically in the black community, if we continue to go in the course that we're going. If children are born to crack-addicted mothers and they are crack-addicted, if grandmothers have to take care of children that are left by mothers and fathers who are in jail, if we continue to find ourselves in a position where we're not able to be together as a family, because the family is not only broken up, the family doesn't even know who the family is no more. If we continue to just do nothing about what's happening in our communities, if we continue to just say, well, it ain't affected me yet, nobody in my house has got it, if we continue to let it get by, my brothers and my sisters, I am convinced that the black community specifically is going to lose generations of its people.
That's right.
We are at the crossroads in regards to drugs. Whether you know it or not, I mean the crossroads. Listen to me. And the crossroads have to do with whether or not we are going to turn what is called out of Washington the war on drugs around, or whether or not we're going to let the war overcome us. It is now time for us to begin to think about what are the problems, what are the possibilities. Why did we get into this in the first place? Well, let me tell you why we got into it in the first place. Most of us got into it because we discovered that so many of us didn't feel good about ourselves. And when you don't feel good about yourself, what you try to do is find something to make you feel better.
All right.
And so some folks went to church and they found that the church wasn't doing it. Some folks went downtown and sat around and began to talk on the cut, on the street, and they found out that that didn't do too much either. Some folks went to school and thought that education would lift them up, and education didn't lift them up. Some folks went wild, driving cars and yelling and screaming in their cars and letting folks know that they got a car and they got a house and they got some clothes. See, what we thought is we became materialistic if we in fact had clothes to wear and jewelry on our fingers and watches big and glowing and if we had the proper clothes and the proper place and the proper location, that we would feel good. But we discovered that didn't work either. Because I don't care where you go and how much you got, whether you're paying for a car or you got a house or you got so much going for you, you still have an emptiness about you because you haven't fulfilled something in your life.
All right then.
A lot of the folks who come to my place got it made, they think. But what they discover is they don't have it made. You can't buy your way through life. Money's not the only thing. Materialism is not the only thing. I came here to let you know something. The problem that most people face when they're on drugs is first and foremost abandonment. Let me give you another one. They feel rejected. They feel, here's the one, ashamed. Shame. A lot of folks feel shame. Oh, don't do that. I wouldn't want, don't do me that way. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to do that. Please, I don't want to feel this way, but I'm feeling this. A lot of people are victims and love victimization. A lot of people want to feel victimized. They want pity. A lot of people want self-pity. No. Would y'all do something? Recognize me. Please recognize me. And when you don't get recognized, what you feel? Oh, Lord, nobody loves me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody wants me. Go ahead. A lot of young folks are committing suicide. You know why? Because nobody cares for them. Now, I know a lot of parents will say, oh, I care for them. Well, if we really care for our children, what we'll begin to do is first and foremost listen to them.
That's right.
Wait a minute. I know a lot of you are not going to agree with this. Thank you, sister, for agreeing with me. I got one sister that agrees with me. Thank you. As long as I got you on my side, I want you to know I'm all right, too.
That's all right.
Yeah. A lot of folks, brothers and sisters, can I tell you something? That a lot of folks they just reach a point in their life where they feel as though, I'm doing the right thing, and we're doing the best thing, but the right thing and the best thing is not enough for young people this day. What we got to do is listen to the young people from their eyes, from their feelings, from their perspective. You know what the problem is in drugs? Every time something happens to us bad, we repress the bad feelings. And when we repress, that means push down, young people. You push those young feelings down, and they're difficult to get up again. When you push it, and you keep putting layer on top of layer of thought and failure and non-productive stuff, and you just keep piling it up, and then all of a sudden we discover that we don't feel no more. The problem with so many of us who use drugs is that we want to feel again. And we use those drugs to give us a feeling so we can feel again. But can I tell you something? That ain't feeling.
All right.
Wait a minute, you didn't hear what I said. That is not feeling.
That's right.
What it is unnatural.
That's right.
And when you smoke it or ingest it or shoot it or wherever you're going with it, they try all kinds of things now. Lord, somebody came to me the other day with a piece of broken glass. And I said, what you doing with that broken glass? They said, well, whatever we get, we just go scoop it up and put it on the glass, and whatever it is, we either just take it or smoke it or whatever. It's like folks who on crack cocaine. Crack cocaine, once they start using that stuff, it's white, right? Well, sometimes some of it drop on the floor, and what they do after they use it all up, they get on their knees. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And crawl around on their knees. And whatever is white on the floor, you get that and put it on the pipe and you smoke it again. I've had some people told me they smoked toenails, thinking that they were smoking crack cocaine. You hear what I'm saying? Smoke anything. That's what people want to feel good. Oh, I want to feel good. I want to feel better. Oh, this is making, Lord, I got my high. Well, I came here to tell you something. That ain't no high.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Can I say that again? That is not a high.
That's right.
That is not a high. Because once you go up, you come right back down. And when you come back down, you're still where you were before you took this stuff. Wait a minute. You didn't hear what I said. These folks out here, moving. I said that folks use the stuff to feel better. And I said that when you use it, you got to come down. And when you come down, you got the same old feelings that you had before you went up there. Wait a minute, you hear what I just said? Yeah, something happened. You see? Now, my brothers and sisters, since we want to feel good, and since we have to do it in our natural ways, let me tell you something. What we've got to do is to discover something that a lot of us, I feel, have come up on. And that is, when I began to talk to the experts who have been dealing with people in drugs for years, they told me something that I want to pass on to you. They said to me, Cecil Willliams, we are still not completing recovery. And we've been working for folks and with folks for years. The thing that is needed for recovery finally is Wait a minute, you didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. If you heard what I said, you'd be standing up saying, yeah, that's us. Wait, is it you? No, you know why it's not you? Because you know what? You don't believe it either, do you? Come on, do you believe it?
Yeah.
All right. Spirituality. That's what we need.
That's right.
Okay? Now I'm going to define it for you in a few minutes, but it's not like that. So I'm going to take my time. What we need to know is that what we are doing is engaging in one of the most critical battles in our lives. Let me put it another way. You don't know it, and I don't know it, but we're now beginning to talk about it. We are now being enslaved to a drug. We become slaves to a drug. My grandfather, when I was 6 years old, said in 1935, oh Lord, I just don't age. Yeah. My grandfather said to me and some of the other brothers and sisters in my family, always be an ex-slave. I didn't know what the old man meant. I didn't know what he said. Well, what he was saying is, don't become enslaved to anything. No matter, he was an ex-slave. He said, don't become enslaved to anything. Crack cocaine is the master of a lot of our lives. Drugs has become the master of a lot of our lives. And we do our bidding to crack cocaine. And when the white drug is offered to us, we bow to it. And we say, oh, we worship you, almighty drug. It has become our God. Crack cocaine, drugs of all kinds. We're talking about ice. I found out something, y'all. I don't know about over here, but in San Francisco, ice was introduced, and the poor folks turned their back on ice. Because crack cocaine, let me tell you what crack cocaine does. Crack cocaine, I want you to hear this now, satisfies every sense that you have in your mind. It goes to the brain in 5 seconds once it is smoked. And when you smoke it, it satisfies every need that you have. The need, as one woman said in our recovery program, crack cocaine is my father and my mother. Crack cocaine is my lover and my brother. Crack cocaine is my lawyer. Crack cocaine is my food. Crack cocaine is my sex. Crack cocaine fulfills me. Have you ever seen people on crack cocaine, how they lose weight? Have you ever seen how dirty and filthy they look? Have you ever seen people on crack cocaine who walk around, as we would say, with their high beams on, looking all around, you know, and get paranoid? Let me tell you about paranoia. See, I had a breakdown when I was a young person. I'm so glad I did. That's the reason I understand now crack cocaine. I really do. Because crack cocaine makes you paranoid. And once you're on that drug, all of a sudden, you begin to feel like somebody's coming to get you. You get down on your knees and peep down under the floor, thinking that that's the way to get some response. Thinking that somebody's going to come through the door. You look through the keyhole. You go and put yourself in the closet. I know people that stayed in the closet 2 days because they were afraid to come out. That's what crack cocaine does. It makes you paranoid. Going to the brain in 5 seconds. Let me tell you something else. Once you get it in your system, it's awfully difficult to get out. You know what crack cocaine does? After you start coming off, as soon as you get money, I don't know whether you know this or not, but you can get, as soon as you get money, you can be on crack cocaine for 3 months, but as soon as you get money, the first thing that happens, we call it change in channel. The channel of cocaine comes on and it says, go get it, go get it, go get it. And if you don't turn that channel, it just says, go get it. And you go down in the mix. The mix is where they sell it. You go in the mixing, all of a sudden, you buy some more crack cocaine. You got to understand that money, see, that's again what that brain has done. It is now so warped and it is now so affected that the brain immediately flashes to that which brought it on, namely the money. I was talking to some people who said to me they were riding on a bus one day, and all of a sudden they passed by the place where they bought some crack cocaine. Rang the bell, went back to the place and said, oh Lord. It's not only the money, it's the place. Crack cocaine, you know what it does? It anesthetizes it. It makes us feel free. I had I've had people say to me that they saw people killed next to them and couldn't get up and do anything. You know why? Because it renders you helpless and hopeless. Now listen to what I'm saying, folks. And what that does to a race of people or to a young generation of people or to any other group of people, what it does, it makes you and me unnatural in how we live our lives. So we're going around looking for a buzz. And we become anesthetized, therefore we can't get educated. How you gonna get educated when you go into the classroom and you don't even know what classroom you're in? That's right. How you gonna get educated when you go in a place where there are people that you know and you don't even know which one is your brother, your sister, your mother, your father? How you gonna get educated? How you gonna have a family relationship? That's right. When crack cocaine finally renders you violent and you want to jump on everybody. I just had a white couple that was in one of my programs, and he, every time he would get on it, next morning, when she was around, he'd go in and just start beating her, stalking her, and all that kind of stuff. And finally one day, she got tired of it and came to me, and she said to me, what should I do? I said, turn it in! And if you don't, I will. All right. You see, that brings up the question then, how do you deal with this issue? Well, first and foremost, again, I go back. We got to start listening to each other. It's now time to create a community. All right, I'll try something else on the extended family. The church ought to be extended. That's right. Wait a minute. Yeah. When I say extended, I mean you don't cut off nobody. See that the churches are still saying you can come, but you can't. Mm-hmm. No. We must be unconditional with our love. Don't put no conditions on people, because once you do, you lose those people. In the church, oh well, you're not middle class, so you can't come in our church. Well, you black, you can't come in our church. And if you do, you stay back there. Mm-hmm. You know? We don't want you in because you white and stringly hair, you know. Of course, whites now curling up their hair like black folks now. And black folks still trying to straighten theirs out. I don't understand this, how white folks go out. Black folks using all kind of cream to get lighter, and white folks stand out in the sun all day to get blacker. What's going on? We must be, the church calls it inclusive, but they don't know about it. It's their turn. Inclusive means everybody. Everybody. I'm talking about the nasty, filthy, dirty folks. That's right. The folks who cuss and fuss. The folks who come in, look around and say, who are you and what you doing here? Go ahead. And I tell them, I'm Cecil Willliams and I'm in the church. What you doing here? Oh yeah, you're the one I'm looking for. Yeah. I said, come on, brother. You come on over here because we got something for you that you have never had before in your life. He said, what is it? You got a bottle? I said, no. What I got is not bottled up at all. Wait a minute, you hear what I said? You can't bottle up what I got because it's unconditional love. You think you're going to bottle up unconditional love and send it to folks? No. You know who I'm hitting at now when I talk about all this selling that's going on. With these TV, television evangelists, you know, all that stuff. I'm going to tell y'all, don't buy into that stuff. You hear me? It's a hoax. You hear what I'm saying? I know I ain't got no right saying that here in Chicago, but I'm leaving it in the box here. Don't you go for that stuff. Because what you do, you can become addicted to religion just like you can a drug. You should have said that, Cecil. Yes, I should have. Folks sit in front of the TV and the man making an appeal to them, talking about, come on, if you send in so much, you gonna get back so much. And you send in so much, and you still don't get back. And they say, if you send in a little more, you're gonna get a little more. And you send that in, and they say, we're gonna pray for you. And what they'll be doing is praying for them. They need it. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I'm going back to San Francisco. I'm going to say it. You know? See, my brothers and my sisters, I'm talking about addiction. The problem we face in America today is addiction. Now what happens? Okay, we talk about communicating with each other. We talk about the extended family. Now what am I talking about? I'm saying simply this. And here's the crux of it. That what we must do, listen to this, is we must be able to bear the pain, the suffering, and the hurt. You know that, don't you? Because you have been born the pain, hurt, and suffering. You bore it, you stood up to it, you've gone through it. It's what our forefathers called faith. Wait a minute, you didn't hear what I... It's what our forefathers called faith and resistance. What our foremothers called faith and resistance. See, the problem with America is that it doesn't want to hurt. That's why Bush and Denny drew up that position paper on policy. The policy statement. What they want to do is send everybody to jail. See, they want to send folks to jail. They think that solving the problem is sending folks to jail, but they also, and I've got to be honest with you, have said that the reason they want people jailed, I'm going to tell you because I've been there and I talked to Denny. The real problem is they want to make sure that the white communities are protected.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And being honest, I didn't hear that. I sat and heard it when I was sitting in the room. Okay?
That's right.
Now what am I saying? What I'm essentially saying, my brothers and my sisters, is this. We got to go through the pain. Therefore, I want to move you from the criminal justice system. Because any cop or any chief of police or any judge will tell you that you cannot solve the problem with the criminal justice system. They try. The way to solve the problem is to move it over on the other side. And the other side is prevention, intervention, treatment, and recovery. That's it. I mean, the church ought to always talk about recovery. That's what we're all about. That's what saving means. That's what saving souls means. It means recovery. Gotta hurt some. You know, it ain't good until you've been through the pain. It ain't healthy until you've been through the pain. It ain't gonna help you unless you've been through suffering. And that's what recovery is. It's suffering something. I got over 700 crack addicted people in my recovery program. And we heard every day, women and children and men, got to see them sit up there and confront each other, and confront themselves. There was a big dude who's 6'9", weighed 350 pounds, called Tiny. If you don't know the street names, you don't know who they are, you know, because they call me up, Cecil, I'm in jail. I say, who is it? Oh, this is old Shoot 'em All. I said, who is Shoot 'em All, you know? And then they have to tell me, oh, I'm James Smith, you know. You got to know their street names. Tiny walks in one day, just about 3 weeks ago, and Tiny had been engaged in some violence. And I said, Tiny, why would you have to fight, man? Well, because I'm big, that's why. So we go through a thing, and finally I said, Tiny, I want you to stay away from here for a few days. Just stay away from here. Cool off. He said, but I want to cool off here. I said, stay away from here for a few days. Tiny walks out the door. A few days later, Tiny sent an emissary in to come to my office. So he came in and said, Tiny's out there. So I go out and Tiny said, I'm ready. I'm back home. I'm back home. And so Tiny has now joined our computer training center. We have a computer learning center worth $250,000 with software and hardware. And I have never in all my life seen anything that operated like that. I'll tell you in just a few minutes what it's about. But I want to come back and say, Tiny sat in the group for the first time the other day, and Tiny cried. And Tiny said, I'm hurting. And I said, why are you hurting, Tiny? And he said, because I can't read and I can't write. He said, but I went up to the computer center and they accepted me up there and told me that they would teach me how to read and write and teach me how to run those machines. And my brothers and my sisters, what I'm coming to is a conclusion. The conclusion has to do with faith and resistance. The conclusion has to do with being spiritual. The conclusion has to do with the fact that you don't talk against folks, that you don't work against folks. On the 17th of February, we're going to do something that has not been done in any city in America. We are going back home. You know where back home is? To the housing projects. All right. We're going to the housing project. and I'm taking 1,000 people with me, and we're going to get off our buses, go in the housing project, and we're going from door to door like the Jehovah's Witnesses do. And we're going to knock on the door, and we're going to say, we're here to love you. Back to recovery. See, those folks, when they go in the housing project, they drive out all the pushers. And the pushers run over to the next block. It's over there 3 or 4 weeks, and they're right back again. What we're going to say to the pusher is, you are sick. You need healing. Don't run from us. Your brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers have come home for you too.
That's right. That's right.
Stop on that.
We've come home. If you're going to turn it around, you have to go home.
That's right.
The spiritual has to do with every time I make a choice, I take a risk. That's faith.
Yeah.
Faith means not even knowing what the future's going to hold.
That's
But just
right.
go on. That's faith.
Tell it.
See, we always say, oh, I'm a man or a woman of faith, and then we say, Lord, tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. Huh? Faith means you do it. You take the risk, and you never know how it's going to come out. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I'm not out for winning. I'm out for making sure that people are healed and they're recovered. Faith means that you don't live in the past. Here's the one. You don't live in the past. You live in the present and the future. You accept responsibility for your life now. Right? That's faith. I must be committed now, right now. Faith means living in the present. Somebody said, what time is it? It's now time. Faith means that you have the power of decision to go on and do some things for yourself. That's what the computers do for people. We are breaking people out of the cycle of poverty and misery because we have 28 programs at my place, but one program that is most effective are those who go to the computer learning center and they learn how to use those little mouse and they run them things all on the TV set, and while it's there on the set, then they put a thing in that talks to them, and they say, yeah, who are you? Where you come from? And then they run that thing again, and it keeps talking, and they talk to it, and they get up and say, ooh, that feels good. I'm not going to leave. Can I stay here? And I say, yeah, you can stay there. Stay as long as you want to, because what they're getting is instant gratification. Can't nothing turn you on like learning can.
That's right.
Like spirituality. The church ought to be teaching people how to live, be alive. We're teaching people how to get ready to die. I know you ain't gonna applaud on that.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna close out. Teachers, keep y'all don't stop, man. Sister, if I miss my plane, I'm gonna blame you for it. I want you to know something, that the church must bring people. What is aliveness? It means to be spiritual. It means to not be so dull, dry, drunk, and boring. You know? I go to some churches and they sit up there. Well, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And if a baby yells, they won't get that. And then they come talking about, don't walk on it. This is holy ground. Every place is holy ground. The project is holy ground. The corners of the street is holy ground. This is God's world. And God says, don't give up on it. We can't give up on it. That's right. So I'm about to come to church so you can get holy. Stay on the street so you can get holy. That's where the church ought to be. See, you better stop what you're doing, boys. You're going to get in trouble. Really, you got the tickets ready? So we can run out of here? Let me say to you, my brothers and my sisters, that there is nothing like unconditional love. Martin Luther King talked about it. So many preachers and so many mothers, fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers, so many members of our community have talked about unconditional love. You know what I always appreciated about being home, especially when my mama was there, my mother was there, was when I'd get hurt She said, come here, boy. Come on. Get in Mama's lap. And I get in Mama's lap. And like the bosom of Abraham, she'd rock us in her bosom. Oh, yeah. She'd rock us. And all of a sudden, for some reason, when she kissed you, no matter how badly you were hurt, you didn't hurt no more. See, we need, the church needs to rock people in their bosom.
That's right.
We need to rock them like Abraham. Be there. No matter how hard it is, and how dirty it is, and how filthy it is. Let me go to another one. It was like the prophet Isaiah who said at one point, let us mount up with wings as eagles. Let us run and not faint, and let us walk and not get weary. We got to mount up. See, it ain't too big for us. It's never too big for us. Didn't our forefathers and mothers come through slavery once before? Didn't they? And they had faith and resistance, and because of the Underground Railroad, and because of other people in the community, white and brown and yellow and red, we came together. Now it's time for us to create a human coalition where we defeat this issue, where we win this war. It's that time. I'll give you one more illustration. Jesus said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Remember reading? The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because He has anointed me. Anointed me with the good news. My brothers and my sisters, I got some good news. I'm going to live it. I'm going to act it. I'm going to dramatize it. I'm going to express it. And ain't nobody. The Methodist Church can't hold me down. The Baptist Church can't hold me down. The Catholic Church can't hold me down. The politicians can't hold me down. Corporate America can't hold me down. I got a new spirit about me. And I'm going to keep on until all the people in America stand up and say, we are together. We love you. We're coming home. Come home. Come home, man. Come home. Come home. Come home.
Thank you. Dr. Williams has to catch a plane in just a few minutes for San Francisco. Dr. Williams, thank you very much. Thank you. We want to be sure and recognize some very special people today who made this possible. Sarah Walker and Mary Jenkins, who headed up the committee, who worked so hard to make this possible, and who've just done an outstanding job. Let's give them a hand. And another one who's worked so carefully on this and with such force, Don Danita Fleury from the Urban League. Let's give her a hand and welcome her.
Good morning, good afternoon. We've had a long day, some of us. Some of us have pressed our way out to be here at 10 o'clock and have gone through the conferences. And I wanted to share with those of you who were not here for the morning's conferences kind of what we talked a little bit about. The conferences for the youth, in particular, dealt with topics such as the one Cecil Willliams just finished discussing. Sexuality, male responsibility, drugs, gangs, other kinds of youth crimes, and education. We're tired of hearing as a group over and over and over again say no, say no, say no, say no, say no. We don't have an answer to why we should say no. Why not be drugged out? Why not? The answer is because there's something out there, something that sometimes our parents aren't real in tune with, aren't real in touch with. We have a possibility now to overcome some obstacles that have faced our people in the past. We have an opportunity now to say yes to success. Our country, for whatever twists of fate and reasons, now needs us. They can't afford to exclude women anymore. They can't afford to exclude minorities anymore. They cannot afford to exclude the physically disabled anymore. And as I present the message to the science community,